It's the 10 to 1 podcast with your host, Brad Oman, featuring Ben Konowitz and Nate Loucks. And here's the podcast.
All right, now listen, I know that it's Halloween, but it was almost purposely
Sometimes
spooky.
Don Pardo sounds spooky.
Now, but that was really leaning in, like, whoa.
It's mostly because sometimes I like to give it a little bit of that vibrato, and it doesn't always
I think
work.
you were basically doing Don Pardo if he was part of Abbott and Costello's Met a Ghost.
All I want to do is see that.
I would love to see
I would love to see Don Pardo in an Abbott and Costello movie.
I mean, technically, Don Pardo is a ghost.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. R.I.P.
So, yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
When did he die? When did he die? You guys
Don
know?
Pardo, 2014.
2017.
Wow, Ben.
Did he get it?
Yeah, he got it. 2014.
Wow, nice.
You know, sometimes you just pull things out. And
No,
I'm like,
some would say that I host a podcast about Saturday Night Live where I should know things.
Let's be clear, though.
I mean,
you got lucky with that one.
Yeah, exactly. You
I got
pulled that
lucky
out
with
of
the
nowhere.
exact year of his death.
Tell me the last year that Ariana Grande hosted.
That was 2016.
Fuck, he got it.
Is that right?
Yeah, that is right.
2016?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said it in the monologue, guys. Come on.
Oh, did she?
Am
I the only one hosting here?
Well,
What's
no,
going
because
on?
I knew about it, so I didn't need to remember from the
All
monologue.
right. When was the last time Stevie Nicks was on?
40 years ago.
Oh, no, it was like 1977 or 78 or something. Right?
1983.
There you go. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Saturday Night Live podcast for those who didn't know, and if you didn't, I'm curious how you got here. This is the 10 to 1 podcast where we review and recap new episodes of Saturday Night Live, and sometimes we do other Saturday Night Live related things in between those episodes.
But this one's what about an episode?
This is the third episode in a row for season 50 of SNL, the third of 4. And this one is hosted by Ariana Grande, hosting for her second time. However, unlike the first time she hosted, she is not pulling double duty. She's just hosting this time. She makes it very clear in the monologue. She's not going to be screwing around.
Not going to be singing?
No, not going to be singing.
No singing tonight.
No Britney Spears impressions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to dig into this episode. And I will say, just to tease where we're going with this, that I think
she
that
did sing.
we were kind of, I think, maybe a little dismissive about an Ariana Grande episode.
Maybe a little too dismissive.
And maybe we completely forgot, you know what? She's actually really good at this.
Yeah, she's very good.
So yeah, Nate, you wanna bring us in?
Yeah, I would like to defy gravity for you guys right now.
Oh.
All right.
That's
Start-
from Wicked, Ben.
Yeah,
I was going to say, is that an Ariana Grande
yeah,
song?
It is a
Wicked.
reference.
It's a movie that she's in. It's a movie
Yeah.
musical from
She's in a
Broadway.
new movie right now.
I
Yeah.
know that.
Now, do you know about The Wizard of Oz?
Come on. There's a wizard?
Yeah.
Is
I'm going to see the wizard.
Is it like the Wizard of Id?
No.
I loved that comic.
Mm.
Anyway, Nate, why don't you talk to us through the first part of this show?
All right, let's start off, guys. Family Feud Election Edition cold opening. Family Feud Election Edition is hosted by Steve Harvey, played by Kenan Thompson. Features Team Kamala, including Kamala Harris, played by Maya Rudolph, Doug Emhoff, played by Andy Samberg, Tim Waltz, played by Jim Gaffigan, and Joe Biden, played again by Dana Carvey. Competing against Team Trump, comprised of Donald Trump, played by James Austin Johnson, Donald Trump Jr., played by Mikey Day, and J.D. Vance, played by Bowen Yang.
Yoan Bang.
Yoan Bang! That is his grinder
That's
name.
Yoan Bang's evil twin.
Ah, yeah. You beat me
I
to
would
it.
have loved to have seen them get a reunion of the Trump brothers.
Oh,
I
thank
was-
you, Nate. I was waiting, especially because
Yeah.
when they said they had the space because Melania was gone, I was like, oh my God, is Alex Moffat coming back? And they
that'd have been so
completely disappointed us.
For
was
the rest of the
hopeful.
episode, I was mad.
I was
Yeah, and I think it's part of the reason that I don't think this was maybe as good as it could have been, because while I appreciate them going the extra step to not make this your typical political satire cold open and infusing it with that game show framework, it felt like
empty.
it felt empty. A lot of the bits felt forced because they were trying to almost give a debate format to a game show format.
So I think that the lesson would be here, if you're going to do that, which we know you're listening, guys, because you're huge fans of our show. If you're going to do something like this where it's not your typical, lean all the way
Yeah.
in. Make it just them in that scenario rather than shoehorning things about the debate.
Like
and
it,
things
like
that.
it almost would have been fun to like have each of the teams have like a real celebrity along with them,
Right.
just as like them being uncomfortable or adding a little extra something
Actually,
to it.
that would have been great if you had somebody, especially on Team Trump,
yeah,
that was like, oh, I was just told it was the celebrity family. I don't want to be associated.
Yeah.
Like that could have been great.
Or have someone like stupid Zachary Levi over there.
It was awkward not to just have. I get the Melania thing, I get it, but just have three people on that one side, and then of course, like we were told not to talk.
Yeah.
So then it was just really about the one thing. That's
Exactly.
the thing that made
Yeah,
it
it felt
weird.
like they made a bit out of it and then pushed it to the side and just tried to make it normal again.
Yeah, tried to shoehorn too much of the political stuff into the.
We're also getting to the point where, and this happens anytime a new impression comes on. James Austin Johnson had the same thing that he was suffering from, where you start getting comfortable with the impressions, right? So you've got these incredible impressions, but there's not a lot of new to it, right? And so we're getting comfortable with Maya Rudolph. You're getting comfortable, like Andy Samberg's not doing anything new with Doug Emhoff. And I know that seems very consumeristic in our comedy, in our approach to comedy, but that's the risk you run when you're bringing these characters back every week.
Yeah.
Again and again.
You have to escalate
You've got to start.
somehow.
Thank you, Nate. That's the perfect word. You've got to escalate. We talk about that all the time on the show. Now that we're familiar with these characters, what are you doing with them?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's not that their impression isn't good. It's just as good as it was before. It's just now we're comfortable with it.
Out of all of the impressions in that sketch, the number one that I could have just watched keep going, that I'm still not familiar with enough, that I'm fine with, is still Dana Carvey. I can still watch him do it. I'm not getting
Biden
old.
is just fantastic.
It's
so
fantastic, but I will say I am torn because it does feel like he's relying too much on repeating the same things, and I think there needs to be more variation.
I know,
there.
but for right now, I'm still loving it.
Because it's as good as James Austin Johnson's Donald Trump. I genuinely believe that. And when James Austin Johnson started his Trump, when he was starting on the show, it took me 4 or 5 episodes to really get all the nuances, and he's still adding stuff right now.
But
right?
Part of me also thinks though that some of it comes from it's just a different era of comedy, and the kind of impressions that Dana Carvey did back during the '90s is they did rely on
A lot of catchphrases.
and repeated tropes and things like that. That's why his Bush was always not gonna do it, like.
It's not gonna do it.
And so like
Brad, it's not gonna do it.
Try that,
It's
Brad.
more of a dick.
No, try it, Brad.
You're doing more of like a Valley Girl
But
thing.
because I need to over exaggerate it because you weren't doing enough of it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. That's what he does.
Yeah, I
No.
don't know.
It's a normal conversation. It's not.
Not gonna do it.
You're overdoing it. You're
Not-
doing like the Mad TV version of Bush.
I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
But yeah, so like I think that and it works to some extent because obviously Biden does have certain tendencies when he speaks, but so this one it wasn't bad, but it just felt like there
It
wasn't
looked like
much.
you're starting to reuse some things.
Yeah, there wasn't much
I
to
did
it.
like Steve Harvey show me that blip blap blap or whatever the hell he did for a
was
gun.
funny.
That was great.
Yeah,
and then a second gun.
I did laugh at that.
That's
as well.
really
Yeah,
good.
It was solid.
Really solid.
So yeah, it was not great or not great, but not
Show
not bad.
me dementia.
All right, moving on. Monologue by Ariana Grande, written by August White, Allison Gates, and Cara O'Sullivan. Returning to host SNL for the second time, former 3-time musical guest Ariana Grande talks about returning to host Saturday Night Live for the second time. Former 3-time musical guest Ariana Grande talks also about filming Wicked before performing a song about keeping things low-key on the show. And she sings about how she's going to keep it low-key tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think? Obviously, you're not going to have Aria. She wasn't the musical guest, so she's going to sing a decent amount. Plus, she can sing like Ariana Grande.
You're
She's
like almost like a very,
genuinely
very
powerhouse.
famous pop star.
I mean, also just like there are great pop stars. She is uniquely good.
Yeah,
right?
she's at the top.
As frustrated as I am
She's
by her super tight ponytail and sometimes her Mickey Mouse speaking voice, I love when she sings. She's an incredible singer. She has amazing pipes, and as this episode will prove, she's got incredible comedic chops.
And I'm not one to body shame, but also eating a burrito might not be too bad.
Whoa,
right? I
Nate.
mean, it's just eat some more food.
We respect all bodies.
Yeah,
on this
you
podcast.
let her be what she
Wow.
wants to be.
I'm just saying.
Shocking.
I mean,
Coming from a guy that looks like me, or you.
Whoa.
We're
What
both.
does that mean?
We're both pretty.
I know.
Don't lump him in with you.
Actually, that's a very fair. I actually tried to walk that back as soon as I said it because I'm looking over there like, God, I wish I looked like that.
We're both big. Are we though?
No,
Are we?
We stay like for those. I mean, those of you
Actually,
that
Brad got mad at me a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, "Hey, the 3 chubby guys are here."
I
And Brad's
said,
like, "No, you don't get
you.
to say that anymore.
because
You don't get to say that."
Nate stands next to us and it's the number 100.
Just because you shop in the tall section doesn't mean you're big, Nate.
Yeah, we go to the big and tall store and he's like, well, see you later. You go that way, I go this way.
All right, so what
The
is
T-shirts in the big and tall section leave something to be desired. Let me just say.
What do you mean you start at 1X.
Oh, cool.
Get out of here.
I love T-shirts that have just the logo on it.
Anymore where I sponsor some sort of Little League thing. They're like, oh, cool, it comes with a free T-shirt. I'm like, I'm good. They only go up to 2X.
Yeah, that's not going to fit. That's going to be a work
What
shirt.
is this for my dog?
So what did you guys think of this?
No, it was.
Oh gosh,
it was fantastic. I mean, especially because it lets her like play in some of the things that she did before. You know, hearing the Britney Spears thing is always fun. Something she's very good at. It's a fun song.
It's hard if you ever even have tried to do more than one impression that isn't exactly like, you can do Ray Romano and Kermit the Frog, sure, but if you try to jump between impressions as somebody who tries to do it, it's hard.
Yeah.
So to do that pretty seamlessly and get into the next impression, and also while carrying a tune. I would say that this, on a scale of difficulty, this is very hard.
She's an incredibly skilled impressionist.
Yes.
Like, I mean, in her own right. And so she definitely got to feature that. And also to do the impression singing is a whole nother added element of skill that she has.
The one thing I will never fail to be impressed by is anybody who can do a voice, like a cartoon character or something like that, and also sing in that same voice without sounding any different whatsoever. Seth MacFarlane in particular, I don't know how he does it. It's unbelievable.
So gifted in that way.
Yeah. Here, having Ariana Grande do this, it's a fun way to start the show. The Bowen Yang bit with him dressing like Glinda was fantastic too. I mean, this was when I started thinking to myself, oh shit, I think I need to go back and look at my review of Ariana Grande's first episode and like remind myself those sketches, because I think that I forgot that she's good at this.
I think that, we talked about, we were so excited, for 4 episodes in a row, and we're like, and then Ariana Grande is going to be there as well. Like, Ariana Grande is going to be there. Okay. But I'm wrong. I was so wrong. I apologize to Ariana Grande and her fan base.
And it's because, like she says in the monologue too, she has tremendous theater kid energy, and that goes so far on a show like SNL, which is basically like Broadway but broadcast live for millions.
Yep.
So,
and if you could start off with the monologue going as well as it did, it sets the tone for a great episode.
Yes.
And she certainly did that. So
100%.
Bridesmaid Speech, written by Jimmy Fowley, Sudie Green, Carl O'Sullivan, and Ollie Levitan. A bunch of bridegrooms, played by Ariana Grande, Heidi Gardner, Ego Wodum, and Sarah Sherman, sing a song to Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso that implies that the bride, played by Chloe Fineman, cheated on her husband, played by the very cheatable-looking Andrew Dismukes.
Yeah, a great
very
schmuck.
cheatable looking.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
He just plays that character well. Of like, oh, of course
he's taken over a bit of the Mikey Day straight man.
Yeah.
In this way. Like the what?
He's kind of
you did what on vacation?
The Mikey Day mixed with Kyle Mooney a little bit, right? He's got the lovable a little bit, but also like
a little dorky.
Yeah, a little bit dorky. Did you know this was Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso?
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't know what any of those words are.
If you saw Sabrina Carpenter, which you have because she was the guest as far as the musical side is concerned of things with Jake Gyllenhaal's episode.
But I skipped the music.
She played Daphne in the Scooby-Doo sketch.
Okay.
She's a hot little tamale.
Very, very, very attractive.
I would say extremely attractive, actually.
Okay.
And so yeah.
Now I'll look her up. Okay.
She has a hit song called Espresso, and
Fair enough.
so yes, I was aware that this was that song.
So Evelini and I were watching it, and we noticed how hard it was for somebody like Ariana Grande to sing poorly.
Yeah.
Like
that's a good bit.
No, for sure.
So good at singing that she could barely sing poorly.
Well, and so what's interesting too, and I don't know if it was this or if it was more so just the flubs and timing, of which there were many, but part of me thinks that her intentionally not singing well almost brought it down as far as how the timing worked out with the song. Granted, it was supposed to feel like it was
stilted and awkward.
Yeah, it was supposed to be amateur bridesmaids singing a song, so that makes sense. But there was like,
you think it was too much?
No, there were 2 or 3 bad camera cuts on top of it where they had the camera on the wrong person and cut to the wrong shot. So that flubbed some of the time, and then also there was an issue with some of the back and forth as far as when Dismukes reacted to what was happening and that kind of thing.
There were, in something like this, there are quite a few cuts, back and forth. But they're pretty simple cuts. It's like you go there, you go back, you go there, you go back. So I don't.
And so it's a shame that this is the first one we're talking about because it's not indicative of the rest of the episode by any means. But if there were a sketch during this episode that I would say was a dud, this came close to it.
And that sucks because, the lead-in audience that comes for the cold open maybe stays for the monologue, and then maybe that first sketch. And if it's a banger, they might stick around.
But it's also not a bad premise, and I don't think it was bad enough to maybe turn people off.
Did you feel like there was a little bit of a timing issue here? Ego Woodham's mic wasn't on. I just felt like that.
A lot of little technical
Yeah,
flaws.
and I felt like that kind of took the sketch off a little bit. That this is a sketch, right, that needs really tight execution to work because it's going back and forth. You're doing a lot of jump cuts. You're doing a lot of facial looks. You're doing all these things, and I felt like it just started off with the wrong beat, and it
never quite recovered.
I never really quite recovered from it. Because I think the sketch itself is funny. The song, what they were doing was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Them playing Awkward Bridesmaids was funny. Like it had
the arrival
enough
of
to it.
Marcelo Hernandez at the end was a nice touch.
Domingo.
So yeah, it wasn't great, but I felt like there was a better sketch there that on another day with slightly better timing could have been a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of escalation, but I'm used. These days I want to see something like the song could have gotten. Like they actually got married. They attended the wedding down in, I don't know, in where Asheville, North Carolina. Where
Absolutely, yeah,
whatever, Savannah. But anyway, just the fact that like the song, the only escalation in the lyrics was that she absolutely cried because she was tired. Okay, all right,
yeah.
It was just a good premise, but whatever.
It was fine.
It was fine. Give it a C-.
Fine, but flubby.
Oh, that's how I've been described.
All right. This was a new thing, our next sketch. It was, I don't think they've ever done called it a short by Dan Bulla before.
Well, so that was at the very end. That was a film by Dan Bulla or something like that.
Short by Dan
Bulla. Short by Dan
Bulla.
Bulla. But then at the very beginning, it said Saturday Night Live Midnight Matinee.
Yes.
Which was an interesting touch.
This was my best friend's house. Yeah. My best friend's house. And again, a short written by Dan Bulla, which we found out at the end. This is a girl played by Ariana Grande, and she sings about her best friend's house. It also has Mikey Day playing the father.
She loves her best friend's house. The smells, the movies, just how there's always good snacks in the fridge.
The Pee Wee Herman house.
So, my gosh, I just want to say the production design was so good on this sketch.
The very first time, the bookshelf starts talking, my mouth fell
like,
open.
Oh,
I'm
they're
like,
going
this is
for it.
movie level quality.
Yeah.
This is crazy good.
And it's one of those great sketches where you have a nice lead in, and you're just waiting for
and
the
a nice long lead in, but also not. It doesn't fall off. It's not boring.
I felt like it was slightly too long, but not terribly. Right.
But once you realize why they did it, it's great because they call back everything that they focused on.
Yeah.
So this was a phenomenal twist to the sketch, a great, darkly hilarious twist that takes it and you hear it in the audience too. As soon as she bumps into the cop, and you hear you hear the audience go, "Oh, what?" And
then, especially when it's still a song. So she said, "I should have taken a closer look at those movies." It's still sing-songy, and then you lean in, it says Denise 2004. Holy shit,
Blonde
that's
hitchhiker.
Dark. Yeah, that's dark, man.
So with the success of this one, do you think we'll see Dan Bulla do more of a Robert Smigel kind of thing where he's doing?
I hope
more
so.
Of
Well,
this
clearly
stuff?
I don't think
you don't build that.
You don't
that
put
at the
end
end.
caps on something like this unless you want it to be a thing. You let it happen, and then if 2 or 3 happen, then you start labeling it. But clearly, they're looking for something here.
Yeah. Although I will say what I'm a tad worried about
here
now.
we go, Nate.
No.
Here's what Brad's. Oh, here comes Sourpuss Brad.
No. When I say this, you're going to be worried about this too.
Coronavirus.
Where's Please Don't Destroy?
You know.
3 episodes in.
I've been upset about that.
3 episodes in. No short.
Have they written anything?
I don't think they've written anything yet. Have they?
Yep.
What did they write?
They wrote this week, real quick. The next one.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, as long as they're still writing like that.
Oh, never mind. I'm good. Brad's like, oh, well, fine.
No, because if they weren't writing anything, then I would have said maybe they're off doing another project or something.
You forget that we just had a digital short last week.
No, I know,
so
but
that's why they wouldn't be in that one.
But still, you got to be.
And then you got this one this time.
I know, but that's what I mean. You got to be worried.
Oh,
you got to be worried.
No, you don't.
I mean, Papa's got to have his Please Don't Destroy.
They have to be doing something too. I mean, genuinely
could
don't
be.
believe they've got to be either
Nope, they left the show.
Another movie.
or they're working on some stuff for the special that they're working. You know, like maybe they've been tasked with some to create some things there. I don't know.
Lauren would
but-
just say do both.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But like,
Guys, I know it's a lot to ask, but just do both.
No, I'm gonna need you to be there.
We're just
this
going to do
week.
both. Now you're saying that you're sleeping at home.
Nate,
Why is that?
Nate, do yours.
hi.
Oh,
Oh, Lauren Michael's here.
let's talk about.
Is that a good Lauren?
Well,
It's not,
Lauren,
but that's what it's mine.
Lauren really likes to talk about the show.
It's a
you
really big
do a
show.
little more because
Like Ed Sullivan? A really big show. You're doing a little Ed Sullivan there, buddy.
I thought it was bad. Try it again.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about the show.
Yeah, Ed Sullivan all day long.
Yeah, I think we're actually moving further away.
Yeah, we listened back. Brad started off pretty solid, and now it's just like really big show.
Talk about the show.
You hear about this? You hear about this?
Hey, lady!
All right,
Gene Shalit here.
moving on. Charades, written by.
I believe this is called Charades with Mom.
No, it's just Charades.
Charades.
It's not.
Written by Ariana Grande, Bowen Yang, Martin Hurley, Jenna
writing
Higgins,
credit.
and Ben Marshall. Yes, this actually was inspired by Ariana Grande's mother, who had this. kind of
That's
thing happen.
hilarious.
Who had this thing happen?
Yeah, there was something kind of similar to this.
Like
a family-
Ariana Grande's mother was like, "I'm gonna shoot you in the head."
Whoa.
I mean, that's clearly what happened.
I know.
Played by Ariana Grande, Andrew Smukes, Jane Wickline, and Emil Wakim, plays charades but keeps insulting their son, played by Michael Longfellow's boyfriend, Bowen Yang. I would like to take a pause just for a second because
You're gonna talk about Wickline.
that the public has spoke. In this last episode,
Have they spoke or have they spoken?
It doesn't matter. They got to tell us which one of us was right last week.
Right, but let's hear.
And which one of us was right, Nate?
Me, unfortunately, you changed your opinion and joined my side, and so you, by extension, as well. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
It's good.
I'd
to
like
be
to
right.
point out that two members of the public spoke, and they were on opposite ends of the equation, so no one can say.
What are you talking about? Who
Alex
else?
Pappas said that he hated that you made him agree with me again.
He didn't have to agree with you.
You're
I
right,
didn't make
and Joe
him.
Wicker didn't have to agree with you, but here we are.
No, but Joe Wicker was right because he agreed with.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
It's true.
Yeah.
Alex is just not a good friend.
Yeah, no, and Alex likes you. That's
Yeah,
unfair.
he's your friend.
If you were to bring Alex in on a phone line or in person right now and say, you're doing this because you like Brad, he would 100% deny it. And that would be
Actually,
true.
that's I hate to agree here, but like
no, he would be
Alex
like,
has
I
a-
genuinely don't like.
yeah,
Brad most time.
that's your only defense, Brad.
Oh, no,
and
it's
it
not my
works.
only defense.
No,
My-
no, but it works really well.
My other defense is also that I'm right.
No, that
But
part
you're not right.
That part's
No,
wrong.
That's
she,
cute.
She wasn't great this time, but she wasn't the worst. Like it wasn't.
She actually was perfectly fine this time.
she was great
She did
this time.
exactly what
No,
she was
she
supposed
wasn't
to do.
great. She was
No,
fine.
because that last line she delivered, she was
and
good.
wasn't
she,
great.
She waited for the audience
She
to
was
be done,
fine.
but she didn't wait so long. Like some famous people wait till there's not
Yep.
one laugh
Exactly.
left. She did not do that. She fit in perfectly here. Let's give credit where credit's due. She did a good job this time.
Although I will say,
the star of this is clearly Ariana Grande.
Sure,
right?
who fucked up the line?
but I actually want to give her some like a very specific compliment, and I think this comes
who's her?
Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Yes. I was like,
wanna make
who
wanna
else
make sure
would I
we
be
didn't
talking
move-
about? And
yeah,
I was like, okay.
Well, I didn't know we were still doing.
This,
Jamie
yeah,
Foxx.
Ariana Grande. I want to give her a compliment because she does flub a line here,
Yes.
but she also very quickly recovers and gets it back on track without missing a beat. Like it's like immediate, and that to me comes from her like being a theater kid and like doing stuff on stage and knowing how to like recover from mistakes
true.
and not
She's a
let it ruin
performer,
it.
right?
She-
Especially because when it came to the cue cards, like 95% of the time, she's saying stuff very precise and enunciating,
I
and it's
know.
clear.
I know.
And not really look. It didn't look like she was. We've
Using
had
the
episodes
cue cards,
where
yeah.
people
They're
are reading the
reading.
cue cards.
I thought
She
Nate
didn't-
was gonna say.
Hey, Jacob Elordi, looking at you, buddy.
I thought Nate was
Yeah.
gonna say, and not looking ugly either.
Looking like she needs a burrito, but other than that,
Oh boy. But no,
she
she was great in this, especially when she had to start like with the insults flying off
Yeah.
the wall. Like that was so good. And I actually really liked as hokey as it was, the cut to the saggy dummy, the way it was
absolutely.
being
It
spun
was
around like a
great.
cartoon.
I also like SNL famously or infamously doesn't know how to end a sketch. That's how you end the sketch. It was great. They made out. Like it was an escalation point.
Yeah.
Quickly, you said famously or infamously. What is the difference there? Because I'm
infamous applies something
bad.
Yeah, but you're still known for it.
Yeah,
Famous means you're just known for it.
Like, John F. Kennedy, famous. Hitler, infamous.
Really, I never knew that. Okay, I wasn't sure how we bifurcated that. That's fine.
So I have a very small production issue that
we know
that bugged me. We know.
Is that what you're calling it now?
We know, buddy. It's fine.
Who's to say? So Ariana Grande is playing a mother. Looks very mom with the sweater, the haircut, and everything.
Talk about that tattoos.
Yeah, the very end, you see the tattoos on her hand. And I'm like, that mom doesn't have those tattoos.
I know, but again,
do you like her?
Are you gonna cover them up?
I don't really know the details of them till.
But are you gonna cover them up in every sketch?
No, I was gonna say that's the thing that sucks. Is honestly, you should, because most of the characters she played probably aren't gonna have those tattoos.
Are you saying moms don't have tattoos?
No, I'm not saying moms don't have tattoos. I'm just saying that the kind of tattoo she has on her hand, a mom who looks like that isn't going to have them.
I don't know. It's called the reformed mom because she said, I'm going to shoot you with a gun, and now those tattoos mean something.
She went to a rally.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Went to a rally.
No, I like what Ben said. You don't have to do anything.
More conservative.
But no, this was a hilarious sketch.
Oh, yeah, this was great.
I wish this was the one that they led with after the monologue.
I was laughing a lot at this. Bowen and Michael Longfellow sitting there, but this is a sketch between Ariana Grande and Bowen Yang.
There was one.
It was wonderful.
I wish I remember what the line was, but it was the pecker line that was particularly funny.
That was like the first one she throws out at him about it, and then of course just keeps going back to how small his dick is. To the obviously to the escalation point where he's like, I'll take it out right now. And then is it Dismukes is the dad? Yeah. He has to stand up like, do not take your penis out. It's so good.
I meant gay as in stupid.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that was one of my favorite ones. No, I meant as in stupid or bad.
I love that line.
Also, Bowen Yang making out with all the women.
Yeah, he's not gay.
We established
this a long time ago.
Sweeney's.
I mean, maybe Sydney Sweeney's Steen did something to him. Maybe instead of
if there's one person
conversion therapy, it's just you got to kiss Sydney Sweeney. Now you're fine.
If there's one person of that generation that probably could, it's going to be Sydney Sweeney.
Now I know who that is. Yeah, I might not know who Carpenter is, but I know who Sydney Sweeney is.
Why do you think that is, Ben?
Because she's an actress instead of a singer, and I watch movies.
Oh, Nate.
Good enough save?
Moving on.
Nate, please say moving on.
All right, moving on. Celine Dion sports promo. Celine Dion, played by Ariana Grande, who does a very famous Celine Dion, sings about the UFC. Now, as dedicated UFC watchers and wearers of cauliflower ears, are you guys fans of this? And did you kind of feel like some in the public were saying on Twitter that she had more of a Latina Celine Dion and less of a Canadian Celine Dion?
No, I think it was it's just an exaggerated like French, and so like the way that the impression of Celine Dion has typically gone is like you put that emphasis there, but I didn't think it sounded is like Latina at all.
This is the same accent that like Jean-Claude Van Damme has when he's doing when he's speaking. Like he was when he was in Expendables 2.
What?
Listen to this. He's playing like a French Canadian guy, and it sounds exactly like this. Like I just watched this movie like the other night, and he's delivering these lines, and they sound. He's like, "Hey, what da?" And it sounds almost like you're doing a Latino.
Yeah, but it's
not at all. It's very French.
That's not how Celine Dion sounds, though.
Well, that's a bad impression then, because
I don't think she was doing that at all.
It did definitely sound like it was Latino mixed with.
I didn't hear
with
any
Latino
of that.
mixed with
and
Canadian.
I have those.
But
ears.
I think that's just kind of how, if it's a hard French part of the French Canadian, like French and Spanish are both Romance languages. They kind of sound the same.
I'm just not sure that you know what those sound like.
I'm right. You're wrong. It's fine.
Anything else?
And yeah, anything else stupid you want to say?
I just think that they listen. All languages that aren't American sound alike. Is that what you want me to say, Brad?
American
language?
American language.
Mm-hmm.
Not these damn Brits with friggin' chips and guacamole.
It was like almost like it was like
just don't know what's happening to us anymore.
Anyway,
also you love chips and guac.
I love chips and guac. So the sketch, Celine Dion, sure, like I get it what they're doing here. The weirdest part for me is there's clearly nobody's really watching. Nobody on that show watches the UFC or has seen it lately. They're pulling stuff from UFC 1, right, in the old clips. So I get what they're doing. They're trying to find old funny stuff, but it really takes it out of it a little bit because nothing that's from 30 years ago.
So that just tells me that Ben is a UFC fan and like.
No, I'm not a UFC fan, but I just know that
it's just not for him.
What's new and what's not. It's like. They're building a universe here where they're doing a very recent promo, so make it believable. You wouldn't show clips from UFC 1 if you were truly doing a UFC promo.
I don't know. You're
listen, just because
the
mom shouldn't have tattoos on her.
You're showing the best of UFCs. You want to convince people to be into UFC.
You can't complain about her tattoos as a mom if I can't complain that they're using 30-year-old clips.
I don't.
By the way, it wasn't that great. Can we agree?
No. I think this was a perfectly average sketch. I think her impression itself was good enough to sustain it for the most part, but it also doesn't really have any levels to it.
It was a great Spanish accent.
All right, it is time for Weekend Update with Colin Jost and Michael Che. I'm going to hand it over to my good Ben.
My good Ben, buddy.
My good Ben, Brad. No, my good friend Ben to explain the barometer, while at this time, Brad actually puts the number into his phone so he can't hoodwink us anymore. Explain the barometer real quick for our friends, Benjamin.
The interaction between Michael Che and Colin Jost on a scale of 1 to 100. That's if you know, you know. If not, listen to another episode. Brad, I don't even want to do this anymore because he is so all over the place.
No, the barometer's broke.
It's broken. You know what?
Just like his soul.
He just said broke again instead of broke and broken.
Whatever.
Just like
it doesn't matter.
Spoken.
70. Nate?
Don't stare at me because of your bad grammar.
I know. I'm looking at you to look in your eyes to see what the number is.
I don't know. You'll never get it because these guys don't tell secrets.
It's 73.
You're both wrong. It's 99, and here's why.
Why'd you guys go so low for? It was 84 last week.
Yeah, and this week was
was
nowhere
not
near.
good.
What are you talking about? They had a very clear back and forth. Like Che made a joke at Colin's expense. They were laughing at each other's jokes.
Last week they were literally counting each other's jokes off, and you thought it wasn't.
Why do we
that
do
much
this
interaction.
podcast?
I don't
Exactly.
even understand. Like it's like you guys don't listen. You don't pay attention. If you were in tune to the pedometer, you wouldn't have these problems.
What'd you do? Give it a 95?
I gave it a 93.
Oh
No,
my
you
God! The
didn't.
hell?
Yeah.
What
No,
did
we're not
you
doing this
do?
anymore. Pedometer's over.
All right, this is dumb.
Nate,
We're never
Nate,
doing this again.
Show notes for next week. No pedometer. Take a week
No,
off.
you're
First of all-
purposely doing this.
No. We're taking
You're
a week off.
purposely doing this.
We're taking a week off. We're doing it.
Well,
You're
we're
doing
taking
it
a week
wrong.
off because there's no new show.
Yeah, there's a new show next week.
Yeah, there's
It's 4
4
We talked about this. So we're not doing the pedometer next week.
Wait, do you hear that? No one cares.
Brad's just mad that he forgot there's
No,
a
I'm
fourth
just-
show.
I'm
is.
just
Yeah,
mad. I'm
make
just mad.
fun of my
first
grammar.
First of all, you bet your ass I'm mad at that. Second of all,
93.
the pedometer is named.
93 is like one of the best he's ever given.
Exactly.
That's not even true. I gave it a 99 once.
Yeah, on a joke swap episode.
The
We've been doing this
pedometer-
podcast for like
The
17
pedometer
years.
is named for me, and I'm sorry if you don't understand it, but this is your fault. Double point.
Well, next week we got the Benometer.
Benometer. That
Because
only
I trust that.
That only Nate gets to do.
I trust that.
only Nate gets to do. You don't even get to do it.
Our listeners no longer trust the Barometer to be a source of truth about SNL, and we can no longer have you on the show.
That's fine. I'll see you on January 6th.
All right. So what did you guys think of Weekend Update?
This is like finding out that the Doppler radar is like sponsored by Newsmax. You know, like it was a trusted thing that I thought it was just like independent.
our listeners are going to be upset,
If
but
a
also
certain
not
sect of the
surprised.
population wasn't controlling the weather, we wouldn't have to worry about Doppler radar, would we?
He's there, Marge.
All right, let's move on, honestly, to the Weekend Update
Yes.
bits.
Well, first of all, I want to point out the two back-to-back jokes actually.
I just don't even know that I want to hear him talk right now. Do you?
So the voice kind of grates on me.
The two back-to-back jokes that I really liked, and this was kind of partially what inspired a little bit of their back and forth too, was first of all, Che had the fruit fly joke, whereas like the mind of a fruit fly was probably look a lot different from a straight fly, and it got the groans and it got Jost's like tutting, and that's when there was he did it's the 90s, like, you know, and that started another runner for them. Then right after that, Jost had the thing where the survivors of Hiroshima got some kind of prestigious award, which was the second biggest surprise in their life. And that was another groaner, and it was back to back, and I fucking loved those jokes so much.
The first time that they did that Che did it's the 90s, that was really funny. This does not have the same. It's got very diminishing returns for me.
But now I think
and you probably gave that episode that had better versions of It's the 90s. You probably gave that an 80.
But I think he's tapping into like repeating it now even more so on purpose. So it's an added layer of fun. Anyway, I like those two jokes a lot during the normal weekend update.
Moving
stuff.
on.
Weekend update bit. Monica, a happy Amazon employee on Prime Day. Monica, played by Ego Wodum, a happy Amazon employee, stops by to discuss Amazon hitting a record number of orders on Prime Day. Did you guys buy anything on Prime Day?
No, there was nothing that really tickled my fancy.
I did buy a couple things on Prime Day.
For the house?
For my business, for Seamless Cutter.
What'd you buy?
I mean, some
Stop it. Stop. No one cares.
technology
Stop
stuff. Why would
Bad.
Was it?
No, bad.
Was it anything for
This
me?
isn't Go Flix Yourself.
I didn't buy anything for you.
Okay, fine. Moving on. Next weekend
Brad's
update.
just, you know,
Now, what'd you think of this
Brad's
one?
not making this.
By the way, Brad
fun.
usually wants you to buy something for
He's
him.
not making this fun anymore.
This
No.
is not the podcast for your
For fun?
Amazon Prime.
For fun?
shopping.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
We
sorry.
can't have
Shopping
fun on this
whims.
Sorry, I
podcast
didn't know it was called Saturday Night Live Dead.
Ego Wodum was great in this. It's definitely a very basic bit for her to do, but I thought that she was very good at it, and so I was entertained by this.
The only really good thing about this update bit is I'm glad that she really does know how to run that tape gun.
Oh, she was doing a great job.
I'm not joking. Like, we have one of those at work. We use it all the time, and it's hard if you've never used one. You can't really do it.
No.
She was great. She
It's
must have a
a
lot of
skill.
practice with it.
It's
It's
a
cool.
skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked in shipping and receiving for a while, and I love me a good tape gun.
Her energy is the thing that kept this thing
Yep.
passable. But other than that, there's
Yeah,
nothing
no,
here.
I
wasn't great,
I was in
but-
love with it, but I thought it was
No,
I thought it was
there's
amusing.
Nothing here.
Her
except for her
performance was
performance.
good. The comedy wasn't that
No.
great.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I
with
said, it wasn't strong. Wasn't anything to write home
No,
about.
you loved
No,
Weekend
you were-
Update.
we get it,
and
we
everything,
get
but
it.
whatever. All right,
If it was Heidi Gardner, you'd be jizzing yourself, Ben.
But it wasn't.
But no denial.
Of course not. I love Heidi Gardner. That's very clear.
Yeah, but what I said was pretty graphic.
Moving on, Weekend Update bit. Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher on Oasis's reunion tour. Oasis members Noel and Liam Gallagher, played by James Austin Johnson and Sarah Sherman, arrived to discuss their long-awaited Oasis reunion tour. By the way, is that true? Are they?
Yeah, they really are.
Yep.
And everyone's wondering if it's actually going to happen.
Everyone, who cares about
Lots of people.
about a band that is always been, honestly, like, so overrated. Oasis is fucking terrible.
wouldn't say they're
compared
over.
to how much they think they are gods.
Oh, of course, but
fuck
like
them. I don't want to give them any money. They think they're better than
You
the
don't have
Beatles.
to.
Get the fuck out
yeah,
of
no
here.
one's forcing you to go.
I'm not. But let's not talk about them.
But no, so let me first of all, did you guys like this bit?
I like the brotherly
no,
playing
I didn't.
part of it a little bit. Other than that,
was fine for a minute, and then I'm like, this is dumb.
Oh no, I see. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to assholes in England because you suck. There were so many people when this sketch was posted from the SNL Twitter that were all from like across the pond, isn't it? Who were like making fun of the accents. Like, is this what passes for comedy in America? All this fucking bullshit.
and we're like, yeah, it is because you guys
And
suck.
I'm like, for a nation that gave us Monty Python and the original version of The Office, the fact that you can't recognize they're doing intentionally bad, stereotypical British accents to make fun of Liam and Noel Gallagher, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm sorry that if Oasis is your fucking second coming and you can't take a joke about your two brothers who act like children, but fuck you and fuck Oasis. Having said that, James Austin Johnson and Sarah Sherman being these cute, bickering, childish brothers who were like tickling each other and poking and prodding each other, that was hilarious. And that's the bit, is
It
having
wasn't
the Gallagher
hilarious.
brothers act like fucking children.
It was not hilarious.
I-
It was
no,
good, but
for me, it was
that part of
hilarious.
it was good. But
Watching
hilarious.
Sarah Sherman's face, especially during this, the way she like reacts to James Austin Johnson, it was great. And the back and forth between them was very good. Especially their timing was perfect on the legend stuff. And then it was just really funny to me. I enjoyed it a lot.
Good for you.
Man.
Wow, you guys are really just not just enjoying.
No, it was like the tickle stuff was good.
You know,
Ever since the breadometer thing, I think.
Let me just make it
I had
clear.
a higher. Before that, I was really high on this, and now after the barometer thing, I'm like, yeah, it was fine.
You're such a
You
broken
just
man.
ruined everything.
You're broken inside.
And I like, as your friend, I'm glad that you laugh at something.
Don't condescend to me.
As your previous friend, whatever.
That's generous.
All right, let's get back to some funny things. All
Yes.
right, Castrati, a young boy played by Ariana Grande, was castrated by his parents, played by
Hold on,
Maya Rudolph.
I love. Let's get back to something funny, and then the deadpan delivery of the description.
A young Italian boy was castrated by his parents.
On the lighter side of the news, Hurricane Milton claimed the lives of 11.
So he could sing with a high-pitched voice. Now, you guys probably do know that this was a thing, right?
Oh,
yeah. And boys'
The
choirs.
Italian Renaissance. Got him.
That was a good joke for you.
Shut up, ugly.
No, this explains
This
a
is
lot.
yeah.
This explains a lot. Why
Yeah.
the last 10 minutes of conversation.
I said maybe.
That's funny. That's a good bit.
All right, so this was good. I like this a lot.
I like this. This is solid.
This was funny. Hey, Brad, this
This
was
is funny.
This was good.
Leaning into Ariana Grande having obviously a very high voice. Ariana Grande was the best part of this sketch. Panning to her and then just the look on his face.
The close-up cuts to Ariana Grande's
Yes.
shattered
Yep.
expression on her
Yes.
face were
Classic.
hilarious.
Those are classic.
I also laughed immediately when she came out and I saw that fucking wig.
Yes.
Yep.
The most clunky, big bowl cut from the Italian Renaissance, and she looks hilarious. in
Almost
it.
like Lord Farquaad.
Yep.
Yeah, just so good. And I love the how you say castrati. It's like you're not gonna how you say.
Yes,
great.
Keenan.
Yeah, and that's an improv for sure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It seemed like it for sure.
Because Keenan broke immediately.
Yeah. This was extremely funny, and I do like that they managed to get Sandberg and Rudolph back in there for at least just one
they're
other
there
sketch. Yeah,
and they want to be a
Just
part
have
of
fun,
it,
yeah.
have fun. No, I 100% agree. You've got all these people hanging around, the set right now.
And they
Put them
don't
in sketches if they want to be in sketches.
they don't
Have
feel
fun.
like shoehorned in. That's
Nope.
the perfect
Yeah.
part. They feel very, very natural.
Yeah,
obviously.
it's not like when you're putting the Rolling Stones guys. Remember, was that Mick
Mick
Jagger?
Jagger, just throw him into something.
Yeah.
What?
It just didn't work. But this actually works. They're doing a great job.
I agree.
So we all like this.
Yes.
Wow, we're back on.
Okay.
We were on before, but you guys just were broken inside.
And we're back.
It's just why do you
let it go?
Maybelline,
Maybe.
Jennifer Coolidge, played by Chloe Fineman, talks to Jennifer Coolidge, played by Ariana Grande, in the mirror while promoting Maybelline, a cameo by longtime former cast member Dana Carvey, who plays another version of Jennifer Coolidge. What did you guys think of this? Did you enjoy it? Obviously, they both do a very good Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, I was actually.
Who do you think does the better Jennifer Coolidge?
I think it's still Chloe Fineman, but man, was I very impressed by Ariana Grande.
I don't think it was Ariana Grande that did a better job
I think-
in this sketch.
I think the one thing that Ariana Grande has in her favor is she can do something with her eyes and her lips that works better than what Chloe Fineman is doing with her face. There's something that she does with her face that much more inhabits like the expression that Jennifer Coolidge often
but you
has.
still think that Chloe Fineman does the better impression?
I think Chloe Fineman's vocal impression is a little bit better than Ariana
I think you
Grande.
close your eyes and Ariana Grande still gets it.
That's a weird dream to have. But,
No, I think Dana Carvey actually had the best impression.
part of me wonders if this sketch has maybe been sitting around since Jennifer Coolidge was supposed to host at the end of season 49 before the strike happened.
And they put Ariana Grande in Chloe Fineman's position?
No, that they put Dana Carvey in
Oh,
Jennifer Coolidge's
gotcha.
position, because I wonder if she would have cameoed as herself as the third Jennifer Coolidge, because that feels like something that they
Or would have, if Jennifer Coolidge is hosting, she's sitting in the chair.
right, exactly.
And then Chloe Fineman, and then somebody else as a third one would have come in.
yeah, but maybe, but this was the a new version of the Jimmy Fallon
Yeah.
Mick Jagger thing, and it put a nice spin on it.
I like this a lot.
And I'm glad that they did the physical thing too, with
Yep.
the spraying the Windex and stuff.
Oh, that's so good.
which
yeah.
they were both close to breaking on.
Yeah. This is very good.
No, yeah, this was a lot of fun. And yeah, having Dana Carvey just pop up at the end was a total surprise and also a blast.
This is good.
All right, final one. The Hotel Detective. A woman played by Ariana Grande finds herself entangled with a hotel detective played by James Austin Johnson. This sketch really... James Austin Johnson in this sketch really reminded me of Phil Hartman.
Yes, absolutely.
And watching this old-timey... Right, Phil Hartman was great at the old-timey stuff also, but... There was a humor here, and there was a feeling in here that brought me back to old Phil Hartman types of sketches.
Yeah, this did have a 90s kind of vibe to it, and I think that this is another area where Ariana Grande showed how good she is at doing a show like this and how precise she is at saying things that are intentionally fast-talking tongue twisters.
I was going to say, this sketch is made or broken on the precision of James Austin Johnson and Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
They had mouthfuls of very specific things to say that are alliterative, and they had to really, really do it well. Yeah. And they did.
Yeah.
I was especially impressed with James Austin Johnson.
Yes.
Some of the things he had to say with the hotel, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's just not even funny, just impressive.
Yeah. I think that's why maybe I didn't love this one as much, is because it's not incredibly funny. It's just
a skill based.
Yeah. And so it was amusing, I think, and I was not expecting the Twilight Zone framing, which was a nice little bonus.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah, I like this one, but I wish I could have loved it.
Well, this is what you get when you get into the 6th season, episode 5 of the Twilight Zone. No, yeah, I mean it was fine.
Yep.
You know.
Solid.
From a comedic standpoint, fine. From a performance standpoint,
absolutely.
very impressive. And honestly, at least they didn't throw in like "brought to you by White Castle" is what you create or whatever.
Exactly.
That's some weird way to end it. So honestly, it's probably a little better than it could have been.
All right, that is our episode. Let's go to the final couple questions here. Who'd you guys have for performer of the night, cast member of the night, MVP?
You want to do it, Brad?
You want to say it?
It was definitely Ariana Grande.
Yeah, and I 100% agree here.
And you usually have a hard time with putting the host as the MVP.
Because according to Brad, they have to really go above and beyond.
That's a good Brad impression.
You're supposed to be you're professional and you're on the show because of something, and so there's an expectation. Okay, and so really for me to give up my highest honor
for me,
sure.
I like how this turned
me?
into a bodybuilding podcast with Brad instead.
Sure.
That's the voice that you're doing.
Anyway, so, eat your Wheaties and get up in the morning, 4:42 a.m. every morning.
Wheaties have too many carbs in it.
Say your prayers, okay, and then have a good day.
Well,
I'm Brad Oman.
I felt like he was getting a little too Hispanic there at the end, don't you?
Yeah, come on.
You were getting dangerous closer. All right.
I think it's Ariana Grande simply because when I went back to go look at my review of the first episode, I enjoyed what she did.
I said she was bad.
No, I said she was good, because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that they did this kind of thing. But here, she did go above and beyond because she didn't do just musical impressions this time. She had other impressions. There was a certain difficulty level with the sketches that she performed as far as how the live dialogue went and how precisely she needed to perform it. She did an incredible job.
Some of the
with
sketches
that.
I felt like not that only she could have done, but she brought a unique talent to them.
Exactly.
Correct?
And so I was thoroughly impressed by how good she was. And now I'll be excited whenever she comes back rather than being like, meh.
Of course.
All right, next, what was the sketch of the night?
Brad?
It's My Best Friend's
My
House.
Best Friend's House.
Yeah.
That was mine too.
Of course.
Guys.
Yeah, we did it.
We're
we
aligned.
actually agree. We're
aligned.
ended on a positive note.
It was the best
This
sketch
hasn't
of the
happened
night
in a while.
by far, too.
Yeah, it was
not that
really-
everything was much worse, but
No.
this was just such a good short.
Execution, everything. It was
on an episode like last time where Bergazzi's episode was pretty high all over. This one definitely had peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
And nothing was really
The valleys were not deep.
but the peaks were not very high either. It was
there wasn't anything.
pretty solid episode.
This was a peak for sure, but that was about it.
But I think Ariana Grande crushed it, and that sketch in particular was fantastic.
just off the charts good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. All right, Brady Bear, what do we got coming up next week?
Pete Davidson
Oh, no, that's not
with
true.
musical guest Guns N' Roses. What Guns N' Roses song is that?
Oh, he was doing Sweet Child of Mine.
There you go.
But very
But
badly.
very poorly.
Hey, you got it eventually.
Oh, honestly, now that I'm thinking through,
You got it.
You know, sweet child of mine.
By the way, I will not have judgment from Ben on this.
That's
all
fair.
right?
That's very fair. I don't know how to do
If anybody has
anything
listened to our
musically.
other podcast, Go Flicks Yourself. Listen to it only for Ben singing.
Anyway, who is hosting next week? I already forgot.
Michael Keaton will be
Oh,
back.
that's right. The Batman
Yes,
himself.
he hasn't hosted since 2015.
With musical guest?
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Yes, Billie Eilish is the musical guest. Hopefully, she'll be having fun in sketches as well. She's hosted herself, and she has gotten in on the sketches from time to time when she's only a musical
I
guest.
need more Billie Eilish in more sketches. She is phenomenal.
Reel it in, buddy.
Oh, calm down. I was literally talking about how funny she is in sketches. Also, I am in love with her. It's fine.
And then we got November 2nd has been announced, obviously, as well. We got Mulaney coming soon, too, and I'm very, very excited about that. So,
That'll be the election episode.
yep, with Chapel Roan.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're very excited that you're with us for this, and whether you're listening through.
Please chime in and just
your-
shit all over Brad's Breadometer.
Yeah,
Because
but don't talk bad about
shit
Ben
on
and I,
me.
but
Shit.
Brad sucks.
Don't shit on me.
Shit all over the Breadometer.
Brad sucks.
Just the worst of the worst. 93 and what? For what? Anyway.
You guys you're grumps.
But anyway, we will be back next week. Hey, Brady Bear, where can people find you online?
Well, if you would like to read a full review of my
Bad takes.
episode of
We call them
SNL,
bad. We call them bad takes.
you should call them Brad Takes, but
Oh.
you can
guess
check out
I will
Slash
now.
Film.
I will now. Yeah.
Check out slashfilm.com the morning / early afternoon after a new episode airs, and I post my review earlier than this podcast, so you can go there and read my thoughts and read some things that maybe I didn't say here.
Why are you saying things in there that you don't say here?
Yeah.
Well, that's my safe space, so don't worry
And did
about
you remember to include us in a link on that?
it. Not only did I remember, but I did.
Not only did I remember, but I actually followed through.
And Ben and I are online too.
You can find us if you want us.
All right. Hey, like us on Facebook and X, or where else?
Don't talk about X. It's called Twitter.
Rate and review us. Hey, we really do love it when you rate and review us. Give us a review. Let us know how much you don't like
Be one of the
Breadometer.
dozens of people that listen to this on YouTube.
No, we have hundreds. Our YouTube listenership just keeps on growing.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Is that true?
Yeah,
That's good to hear.
Shout out YouTubers. We love you.
I like it.
I
So,
love it. I want some more of it.
all right, we'll be back next week. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Bye bye.